Hello everyone, and welcome to another game dev stream. Yes, hello Albionium, Ritu, and Tipsy Adonis, and everyone who's lurking, welcome. So, made a little bit of progress on the game. Mostly what I've been working on is, hang on, my camera's a little... Yeah. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Good, this time I'm not muted. Hey, I've been working a little bit on improving the appearance of the cards. Specifically, whoop, see that? Look at them move. Look at them tween between their positions rather than just appearing in place. And yeah, even when when it moves into your selection. And then if I play a card, it sort of goes there and then slides off the side. And similarly, when I have my turn, the enemy cards appear and then slide off. And if you look over here, you can see a kind of visual representation of what's happening. I hope that's not too small. I could make it bigger. Let's see. Just move these over here. There we go. So, you can see you've got the cards here, and so we have the card pool, which is empty at the moment, which is where all the kind of cards are created from. The enemy deck, player discard pile, enemy discard pile. And if I play a card, you'll see what happens. It sort of moves there, goes into there, and sort of snaps over here. And similarly, when the enemy gets its cards, it just plays them in order. It doesn't have any intelligence right now. And I think that's quite cool, the way that it's kind of not anything the player will see, but I think it's going to be useful in kind of seeing what's happening with the wow, I missed both shots. Seeing what's happening with the cards. Yeah, debug view, exactly. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm working on today. It's I spent a little bit too much time getting a bunch of extra new channel point rewards going, which you might see in the thing. So I could work on the next thing in my to-do list, which is the card slide outs for target selection. So that would be, coding and stuff. So I'm still not sure how. Let me know if the music's too loud. That's a little louder. I'm not sure how interesting it is. Could be a nice Easter egg in the future. Yeah, maybe it could zoom out to see the. I'm not sure how that would be difficult, because this is all designed to stay out of the way. So yeah. Drew Ellen, welcome to the stream. Yeah, what was I saying? So I could also just work on some pixel art. I could the bridge. I kind of left it half done, so I might just do that. I don't know if anyone has any preferences of what they want to see, but I just think the oh, I can't play it. Oh yeah, because I've damaged the weapon by firing it with the overloaded shot. But yeah, if you want to see how this works, I can show you that quickly if that's interesting. One sec. So the problem is in Unity. What was the option that wasn't pixel art? Oh, sorry. Just working on the code, basically, on getting the target selection to work with the card and the slide out coming out and everything. That's sort of partially implemented. Yeah, but I'm still not sure how interesting it is to watch me code on stream, especially with the fumbling nature that it can be. So I'm just gonna do this, and then you'll see how this is working. Because in Unity, there are these thing called layout groups. So if we come to the player hand, I've been trying to find a more efficient system for doing this, but I'm yet to find it for having the layouts of the windows. I mean, so in the player hand, we have this horizontal layout group, and this is really handy because it sort of allows you to make things line up automatically when you add them to a group. It'd be cool to see end-to-end process of adding a card, new weapon, or something. That's a good idea. That's definitely. I'm going to put that in my to-do list. Actually, I'm going to put that in my stream list. Oh yes, something else I thought of. I might wait till a few more people are here, because let's see. end-to-end process of adding a new card / weapon. That's a really good idea. But I think that'll be more interesting when the whole pipeline is finished. So it's still, everything is in flux at the moment. So anyway, so the horizontal layout group, the problem with it is there's no tweening, right? It immediately snaps things into the right place. So trying to make use of that while still having the smooth animation was tricky. So the way I did that was, there's sort of 2 layers to it. So you can see that with these white outlines of the cards. You should be able to see that on stream, I hope. So you could just about see it. Hang on, I'm gonna go full screen with this. There we go. So you can see, you probably can see, there's a little white outline around every card, but the white outline is sort of instantly moving from one position to another. And so all that's happening is that the visual part of the card is a separate object, which is always sort of checking where the outline of the card is, the position, like the real position of the card is, and it's trying to get there. So you see, and then once it does get there, it sticks. So I don't know how easy that is to. I can slow it down actually. If I slow it down, you'll be able to see it a lot more effectively. One sec, loading things. Yeah. You can see it also when the enemy plays their cards. So I've been thinking that might be a good thing to make a tutorial on, because I couldn't find anything about it. I found like one sentence where someone suggested the idea in a forum, but there's nothing about the implementation. So I thought that might make a nice tutorial to put on the channel at some point. But yeah, you can especially see it when the cards draw in. Let's slow it down. Yeah, here we go. Let's slow it down by a factor of 10, and then you'll really see what's going on. Come on. Compile, damn it. Yeah, okay. I clicked it twice. Yeah. Wait, let's maximize that. So you can see they kind of move into place, and they also slow down as they get close. So it creates this nice tweening effect. I think that turned out pretty well. I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah. it goes too fast now with the speed there, but you get the idea. Let's change that back. Okay. So now you can start interacting with the card before it's visually appeared there. Yeah, so that's the question, isn't it? Like, I think like I've tried sort of stress testing it by like randomly clicking around, and I think when it's in, you know, like if I'm just like randomly clicking, it's kind of hard to do it wrong. Like to be fast enough to do it wrong, you kind of have to not know what you're doing anyway. So like if I try to do something like even like that, like I could get it wrong, but you know, you're not going to move your mouse fast enough to be interacting with the wrong thing. But if you can, I'm pretty sure I have it so that the visual part of it is what you're interacting with. So if I move the mouse over this button here, like the little red bit, see it's tracking. It's using the visual part of the card to determine where you're actually hovering. So, maybe it doesn't. Like there, it's a little bit less than perfect, but I think it's fine. It also does this. If I hover the card there, I'm not sure how to fix that, because that's kind of snapping away and then snapping back every frame, and it's sort of vibrating a bit. But that's not really a huge problem. It's just an annoying visual bug. Anyway, lots of stuff to work on. But yeah, with the fast, it seems okay. It seems to run okay. It's not like the perfect but the enemy of the good, at least not yet. So, I do have a a little bit of something set up if we want to do the. If I go into the database here, cards, and this one, I have this boolean here, can target. Once I've selected that, it will do something different with the card, but it also breaks everything because it's not quite right yet. So fire lasers, we click there, now it sort of stops and opens up. It has the little side bit. That's too fast, and it shouldn't move off the side like that. I kind of want it to zoom in, and yeah, I want it to like, zoom in and give you this option and stop your interact. So I can still interact with these things. So it's only partially implemented. So how is this done? Let's go here and oh my goodness, Taranam, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Good to yes, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little surprised and grateful. Thank you for joining. This is what were you streaming? What were you working on today, or playing today? This is also
transmit friendly greetings, all languages, all frequencies.
Oh no, did that work? Did you hear that? I haven't tested that. That's one of the new things. I hope that came through. Anyway, cool. I just can't hear it. Never mind. So this is the yet unnamed space combat deck building game I'm working on. It's still in the very early stages, but I've got some card animation going on. These white outlines are debug things. Let's see. You saw Picard. Cool. Picard said stuff. Awesome. You're doing some game dev of your own, coming to the end of a big UI rework. Oh yeah, that sounds difficult. What game are you What's the game you're working on? If you only detect the hover when the mouse moves, that might solve the bouncing problem. That's a good point. Yeah. So I have this slight UI error here. If I hover the mouse here, it's alternating every frame. But yeah, that's a good point. If I sort of have a detection of whether the mouse is moving. Yeah, interesting. It's an open-ended programming game like Space Game. Ooh, programming games. That's really cool. That's really cool. If you have a link to anything related to that, feel free to share it. Oh yeah. So this isn't working yet. This is what happens when I show things off when they're half finished. Okay. Maximize. What are you building it in? Is it in Unity or something else? Cool. Let's check that out. Oh, it's got a Steam page. Hang on. I'm gonna stop my music and put this on. Oh wow. Let's go back. Okay. Designer Factory. Ooh. This looks great. Hexahedra. Cool. Let's maximize this so I can. Oh, it's too maximized. Oh well, you can't see all of it, but I've got this weird layout. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Wow. Yeah, this is a programmer's game. Like, oh my god, it looks like. Oh, I see. So you're automating the production of like crates and stuff. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, let's give it a wish list. Boop. Cool. Thanks for sharing that. Unity and C#. Nice. Yeah, I don't have any. This is pretty early, so I don't have any Steam. So yeah, we have lasers. We have an enemy ship. Some nice lighting effects, I think, on the enemy ship when they fire and stuff, like the red. That's done with normal maps. Yeah, there's not much to it yet. In terms of gameplay. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to work on during this stream. But anyway, thank you again for the raid, and let's do one of these. Tara, is that spelled right? There we go. Cool. They were recently playing software and game development. Yeah, it's not playing, it's work. Damn it. Right. Yeah. So let's take a look at the code. I'm curious, do you do coding on stream or do you just do like visually interesting stuff? Because I'm sort of two minds about that. whether it's a good idea to do code on stream, because not everyone is able to follow it, and it's not very visually interesting necessarily. But yeah, like I will watch working, playing. It's kind of the same thing. That's the ideal, isn't it? That's what we hope for. Work hard, play hard, or just make them both the same thing. Yeah. Right. What was I doing? I'm a little brain fried to be working on code today. Actually, I think I might just do. You like watching coding? Weird Beard Dev. Hello and welcome. That's a brilliant username. Okay, I'll try to do this a little bit. So I have this system where I'm to get the cards to move smoothly. They're kind of interpolating between the positions. You can see the outlines, the white outlines are like the actual position, and the visual part of the cards is just sort of following that in sort of interpolation, lerping sort of way, which I think works quite well. Mostly code plus building Unity stuff. Explain what's going on as I work and write a lot of comments. Yeah, I'm not great at explaining what I do. Actually, let's just try. Okay, let's try. Let's try it. So, I'm setting this boolean in the scriptural object for the laser card, and if we go to card data, here's the actual boolean itself, and we just have an if statement in the play card method. So normally what it does is it just sets the actions and then starts the coroutine that moves the card to the post play area, which is oh yeah, I didn't show you this. Yeah, this is quite cool. This is kind of unnecessary, but it's like it's a fun debug thing to do. So yeah, once you play a card, it appears there and moves there, and then snaps there. It has to snap because otherwise it will move across the play field, and that's not what we want. So instead of doing that, for the targeting cards, we want them to move to the card container for slide out card. I've been trying to use some clean code techniques in developing this with some mixed success. Was that a custom UI? Kind of. It's really just so this is the scene view. So this is all stuff like the enemy hand box and all this. They just kind of exist outside of the sort of visible area, and it's just a way to make it convenient so I can see what's in the enemy hand and what's in the enemy deck. If I need to, I can just sort of go and look through it. Also, so this is like the UI area, and this is the bridge itself, and this is a render texture which is rendering a camera view of this, which has these lights on it. So you can see if I move this light, it actually changes on the view over here. And these red lights here are sort of conditional. They turn on and off when... let's actually fire a weapon and see what it looks like. Oh, it didn't work because... Yeah, this is what happens when you... Yeah, this is what happens with half-implemented code. Thank you. Thank you both. Like getting geeky about things like game state and Magic the Gathering have on the cards laid out area. Yeah, exactly. It's definitely helpful. I'm trying. So I've made another game, which was a nightmare to make because I did it really badly. Like I didn't use any. I used bad coding techniques basically. So I'm trying to do better this time and like build in debug stuff from the beginning because it's it'll make the development so much easier. Dynamic pixel art lighting is so good. Thank you, Albion. Much appreciated. Okay, so this card container for slide out card. Where is this? It's been about a week since I even looked at this code. I've been working on some freelance stuff in the meantime. So I've also broken down the hierarchy a little bit into some more sort of nested things. So we have ship space, bridge space, manager space, and I've gone a bit overboard, I think, actually. So I've even given these things like objects in the world because these things often just sort of hang out at some random location with no visual element in the scene view. So, and I'm not sure that's a good thing. Put a lot of time into unit testing and the core logic of the... Oh, wow. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I've heard different ideas about whether unit testing is a good idea for game development. You're at 2 levels, that's not overboard. When you get 15 or more levels, you're probably overboard. Yeah, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I've been working on this about 3 months. Unit or integration testing. I mean... Yeah, I don't honestly. I don't come from a very good. I'm mostly self-taught. I did go to university, but it was not a great university, and we did a subject, like a class on unit testing, but I don't remember any of it. And I read the book Clean Code, and they talk about you have to do unit testing, but yeah, I should. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Let's go to our scene references. Inspector. Your game lends itself really well to unit testing. Because the question if does this solution solve this level is totally independent of Unity. Oh, I see. So is the unit testing only on the sort of non-Unity? No, nothing's non-Unity really, but does this animate? Right. Yes. Yeah. That's the kind. Yeah, I guess knowing what is a good thing for the unit testing and what isn't, that's really important. I need to come up with a better. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. I'm just gonna put the inspector there. I can never decide on how to lay this out. That'll do for now. Okay, that's more or less traditional. Wait, this should be above. Ah. No. Why are you like this? There. Okay. So, I've lost it now. There. Card visual container. So, this is just a big rect. It's not even that big. It's small. It's tiny. Okay. So, it needs a layout component of some kind, a layout group of some kind. Just to make things snap. There are a few tests in the actual unit stuff, but far fewer. I see. The core logic is a separate DLL, so I can run it on a stats server as well. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. You sound like you're like a little bit more advanced than what I'm doing. I'm still really amateurish by comparison, by the sound of it. But you work with what you got, right? I can imagine tests in this game where you could create lists of commands and check the state. Is the expected current hands, hit points? Yeah. Terminus project is split into a Unity project and a non-Unity project. Oh wow, how does that work? I'm gonna have to watch your stream because I need to see how this works. The card game tests that each card behaves as expected. Yes. Yeah. The thing is, how do you make unit tests if you keep changing your game design? Because I have a very iterative approach to game design. I'm constantly changing it, because you have a balance adjustment, right? You give it out to testers. They say this is OP or this is not good enough, and then you got to change it. So all the unit tests have to change. Doesn't that get like insanely overcomplicated? Or is there a way to make that work smoothly? I'm just going to run this and see what happens because I think it should snap to the middle now. When I play the laser card. Oh, what's happening? Why is it doing that? No, that's the wrong... Oh, that's the wrong thing. There, that's the one. Card container for slide out card, not card visuals container. Okay, it does already have a horizontal layout group. Then why doesn't it work? Huh. That's weird. What if I move it? It should be in the middle. I don't know why it's on the bottom left there. And we don't have the right card. Okay. You did spend some time updating tests, but that helps to double check that code changes are correct. Yeah. I'm still a bit of a lazy developer. So it still snaps over there. It should be going... Huh. That's a problem with tests for sure. On the other hand, it gives you magical powers of refactoring. Oftentimes you want to change a bunch of code and be confident the outcomes are the same. Right. Because I'm solo indie these days, Writing unit tests gets me some benefits someone else viewing my code would normally do. Right. Okay, I need to pause. Okay, why is it going there? It should be going... It's going straight to... Where is it? No, not the card visual. Writing the test often leads to me spotting edge cases. Ah, interesting. Okay, so this is the visual part of it, which is the part that follows along. What I need to find is the like actual card. If I just type fire lasers, it's this one. Is it this one? No, it's that one. Okay. And this is in... It's moved to the player card play area instead of the card container for slide out card. Why? It's definitely running into this code because it's not doing this. Because this is true. Move card to there. Let's look at the move card to code. Starting container. Okay, so this I've changed this code a little bit as well. So this code just it's 1830 here. I need to go and oh, thank you for the follow, Taran M. I really like card games, so definitely drop by again. Nice, and thank you again for the raid. And yeah, I will definitely check out your stream. Thanks again, and have a good dinner. Okay, so. Yeah, so it gets a reference to the starting container, which is always the parent of the card itself. So it gets the card container reference here.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Albion. And it removes the card from the cards in container list. Then it calls the receive card method on the destination container, which is set by this parameter. Then it just refreshes the card count display. So, why is it going to the wrong container then? So, and the receive card, it puts it in the list and sets the parent. Very strange and confusing. Okay, I'm gonna keep a close eye on this here, player card play area. When I play the lasers card, it should go there. No, wait, that's the wrong no. It should go into this container, but it doesn't. Why doesn't it? Ah. It's broken on their side as well. Okay. No, it never goes into it. Why? What am I doing wrong? This is one reason I don't code on stream. It's just embarrassing. I'm just like, I'm trying to make this stuff work and it just doesn't work. Okay, let's break this down. This part it's definitely working in this part because the card slide out appears. Move card to card container for slide out card. Is the reference set wrong? Is that the problem? That's probably what the problem is. Scene references. Card container for... No, it's not. So why doesn't it work? To write code is to make mistakes. Yeah, yeah. It's true. I don't get it. Let's give it a visual element so we can see it. It's got no width. Okay, give it some... That doesn't really help. I'm gonna make it a box. It should go straight into this container, but it doesn't. Move card, this card, to this container. What am I doing wrong? It is most puzzling. Oh dear. I'll just write some debug, I guess. Okay, so after this...
Layer saved.
Gratuitous subtitle. How appropriate. Thank you for the follow. I don't know if you made that account as a reference to my game, or it's an extraordinary coincidence and you don't know about Guildmaster gratuitous subtitle. There's the link. The game I made. Yeah, welcome. Gratuitous subtitle. Right, let's write some debug. So debug log. Let's get. Let's make sure we know what cards we're dealing with. Card being moved. Name. Okay, and then we'll also log the container. Oops. Ah. Oh, I didn't put the plus. Scene references, instance, card container for slide out card. Okay. Alright. So that should shed some light on what's going on. Oh, yeah, you have to fix compiler errors. I know. Sorry. Sorry, Unity. Okay. Play the lasers. Okay. Card being moved is fire lasers. The container it's being moved to is card container for slide out card. And yet, it isn't going there. There must be something else later that's pushing it there. So I guess I gotta look at where else this could be called from. It's called from a lot of places, it turns out. Let's put a debug in this. So, yeah. I'm just curious, if there, is anyone actually following what I'm doing, or is this just gibberish? But I'm going to write a debug log in here, which should tell us... Excellent! I'm glad Weirdbeard dev. Okay. So, card being moved is card to be moved dot name plus into destination container dot name. Okay, so that's going to write a debug log for every time a card is moved from some place to another. Indeed, Weirdbeard dev. Yes, that's true. Like I do like to make sure it's the streams are accessible to people who are non-devs as well, at least to some extent. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have a lot of debugs now. Card is being moved. Fire lasers into card. Okay. I can actually see it happening. It's gone into card holder, which is like this, the bit that's following the mouse. Okay, okay, okay. Now we can see what happened. Okay, we have different... Okay, card being moved is fire lasers into card container of slide out card. Card being moved. Fire, that's a different... Okay. And it's moved again into player card play area. Okay, but where is that coming from? We should be able to look at the method signature to see where that's coming from. Okay. That's coming from here. No, that's just that. Okay. That's previous to that, it comes from here. Release in play area. Ah. Okay. Okay. So this is called... Why is this called? Right, it's called from the card holder. The card holder is releasing it in the play area right after it's being put directly into the... So it is going there, but then in the same frame, it's also being put in the play area. So I guess here is where I need to actually have it do something different rather than... Where was it? Damn it. Here. So here's where I was splitting it with the if card can target. But after this happens, the card holder releases it in the play area anyway. So maybe here is where I need to do something different rather than here. So yeah, the problem is I have to see. Is this normal that every time I try to make a change, I have to kind of rewrite a bunch of different classes and methods? Is that a sign that it's that I'm a bad coder, or is that the normal? Are you familiar with CodeLens in Visual Studio? Hello, Arcturus Deluxe. Welcome. I am not Weirdbeard Dev. I don't know what that is, but that sounds interesting and useful potentially. How's it going, Arcturus? We have some new channel point rewards. Just saying. Let's see. That is generally a sign for spaghetti code. Oh dear, yes. The problem is, I'm not very good at knowing how to unspaghettify code. You know? Because you've got to have separation of concerns, right? You've got to have everything, every class. You know, you got to make it as broken up into different classes and different as much as you can. But then, how do you not have the interactions between those classes create spaghetti code? And I'm sure it's a matter of just experience and practice. Thank you, Arcturus. CodeLens decorates messes with their core list. Oh, interesting. Let's look that up. Oops. CodeLens. There we go. Find code changes and extensions. Actional contextual information interspersed. Interesting. VS Code comes with CodeLens for TypeScript. I'm not using TypeScript. GitLens. I can't believe how the word Git, the GitHub name came about. Do you know that story? Oh, in Visual Studio, go to Tools, Options, Text Editor, All Languages, CodeLens. Okay, it's right here. I don't even need to enable CodeLens. Wow, why isn't it enabled by default? Okay, so now what? Not familiar with that story. So basically, the word Git is a sort of insult in British English, and the person who made GitHub, or no, the person who made Git, you know, the source control thingy, they just decided, what version of Visual Studio am I using? Good question. They just decided they wanted to make a bit of software that had the word Git in it. Just because they thought it was funny. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's actually true. Version 15.9.20. It's probably not the latest. We're far from the latest version. How does this CodeLens thing work then? I've enabled it, but I don't know. Is it like... Let's see. Extensions using CodeLens. This is the wrong thing. You know how it works in Visual Studio 2019 and 2022. Oh yeah, I think it's. Wait. It's 2017. Yeah, it's only 4 years out of date. I don't know why I'm using it. I've heard really good things about Rider, but you know it's paid, and I'm poor. Yeah, okay. I will look into this later though. Okay. CodeLens made it work for C#. Oh, okay. Okay. Right. So the problem is here. I need to move. The thing is, the problem is I need something different to happen in play card, and I need something different to happen in release in play area. So does that mean these should be combined into the same thing? The thing is, card holder is what is it's the thing that is attaching the card to the player's mouse cursor and moving the card in and out of that state, and that's all it's doing. So that means it probably shouldn't be handling this, like the moving of card, but it has to handle that because that's part of what it's doing. And the card play area is a container that handles the card going into play. Hello, Deluxe Tux. Welcome, welcome. I'm just staring at this massive spaghetti on my screen and wondering how it got there. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how best to do this. So this is the part that it spends the card, it refreshes the hand, yeah. It's difficult. Sounds like you need a class that moves a card between two holder areas. The holder areas are passed in and the class moves it. Yeah. So, but that's kind of what this. But that's kind of what the. So, like a class that takes the card from card holder and gives it to card play area. Right. Because releasing play area puts... Right, okay. This actually happens first. And then the card... Move card to card play area. Oh, wait a minute. So what it's doing here is it's setting a boolean was the card played based on what happens after it tries to play the card. Like sometimes you won't be able to play the card because it will be disabled or you won't have enough command to play it. How many container areas are there? So there's quite a lot. There's the card pool, the decks of the player and the enemy. There's the hands of the player and the enemy, discard piles, and then the post-play area, which is kind of just a way to have it easily animate off. And the handling of how they move from one to another is handled in the superclass of them all, card container. It's just this method, move card to. It's a static method. Maybe that's a bad idea. Static methods apparently are terrible or something, but it I don't know. I feel like such an amateur when there are real devs in chat who know how bad this is. If you think this is bad, you should have seen the code for Guildmaster. It was horrendous. There was they have a time and place, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's think about this. It moves. This method, try to play card. It adds the card to the play queue, which is part of the card play area. So this is here in case you play cards so quickly that you can, so you can sort of queue them up. Too many static classes and methods are an indication of bad design. Right, well it's just the one so far, so maybe that's okay. Yeah, so this basically just plays the card if there's nothing in the queue, or otherwise... if there's nothing in the queue, it adds it and plays it. Otherwise, it just adds one, which is then handled after the card is... Okay, so what happens here? The card is played, then this happens, and then back here, if the card was played, then it moves the card to the play area. Right. Yeah, this is the two strands of spaghetti right here. Completing a project always gives me amazing ideas of what not to do next time. Yeah, that's one reason to make smaller games, I guess, until you really find your expertise. So I'm trying to make this small, but it's yeah. I think I definitely need to. This is a place where this code is rotten. It's dirty. It's not clean, and I need to give it a nice cleaning. So really, where do we want this stuff to be happening? Try to play card. So I guess this is really the wrong place for it, right? Because the card holder is not the thing that... the thing is, the card holder is what decides whether the card leaves the card holder or not. And whether that happens depends on whether the card was playable. So it needs to know whether the card was playable, but whether the card is played should be really handled in a play. So how do you separate that? How do I give the card to the play area, and then does the play area just give it back? Hello, Dreddy. Welcome. Yeah, you found some of the new channel point rewards. How's it going? I'm just having a difficulty with coding because I'm bad coder. I'm a bad dev. Bad dev. No, I'm trying. Welcome, Jody. Oh, I'm wearing your Christmas T-shirt. I don't know if you can see that.
I bring you greetings from your allies,
Hello.
the Klingon Empire.
I can't hear those, so I don't know when I'm talking over them. But yeah, this is available on Dreddy's Redbubble shop. It's a Transformers Christmas T-shirt thing. You can find it on her Redbubble shop. Feel free to link that if you like, Dreddy. I got it last year, and now I'm wearing it again because it's Christmas time. This music's a little too depressing. That's better. Yeah. I think this is the sort of thing where I'm going to have to give it some serious thought, and that's difficult on stream because I'm trying to talk as well as, you know. I could just like sit here and read it and look at it and completely ignore the stream, but that wouldn't be good. So yeah, I'm going to make some notes. That's what I'm going to do. Let's put it in this huge list of code notes. Okay, so problem with card playing. We demand attention. Ah, yes. Hello, welcome. My Jim makes games people. I don't have a name for my viewers like some people do. Like, I don't know. It's like, you know, welcome to the Jim Porium. No, someone's already done that. Yeah. Right. The problem is the card holder and card play area are sort of into... I don't even know how to describe the problem I'm having. Jimsters. Oh, good. The problem is card player and card holder are basically card play area and card holder are both sharing the duty of gymnastics. Jim Hadar. Yes, I forgot about the Jim Hadar. Ah, yes. Victory is life, and so on. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, maybe I should get a Victory is Life channel point reward. It doesn't really mean anything, but you know, in the watching streams is life. Yes. Streaming is life. Yeah. Okay. Card player and card holder are both sharing the duty of... What are they doing? Sort of deciding how to play the card. That's really what it's deciding how and if to play the card. So maybe we need another class to handle this specific interaction. The problem, it would need to know whether the card can be played. Okay. It would need to know whether the card can be played. Could you use a subtitle? Why not have two data structures to store cards that are in the play area and the holder, but a separate class that can delegate moving cards between those two things? Yes, exactly. I think that's right. I think that's what I need to do. A class to handle moving cards between those two things, but because usually moving a card is like not much of a problem. it's pretty straightforward. But in this case, it needs to do something different depending on certain circumstances, like what kind of card it is and whether the player has enough command to play it. Command is the resource used to play cards. That reminds me, there's a few new people joining who haven't seen the new card animations. Let's show that off quickly. Wait, I've got to unbreak everything for a minute. Unbreak it. Where is it? There. Untick that. Click this and play. It's time for Twitch race. What? Twitch for sell. Twitch for sell white. Yes, indeed. Why is this like this? Why are you like this, Unity? There we go. So, ignore this green square. The cards move nicely now. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Look how nicely they move. And then I play it and it goes over there and things happen. And then I end my turn and the enemy does some things. Does some other things. And the cards, they deal out nicely. I love that. I'm really pleased with how that worked. Yeah. Pew. Oops. Pew. Pew. Okay. Yeah. And then, well, one of them hits. Okay. Pew. Pew. Yeah. However, so I don't think I'm going to work on this too much more on stream. What I will do is I'll show you my solution at the okay, let's finish these notes. It needs to know whether the card can be played and how it should be played, such as whether it shows the targeting interaction. And this is going to take me hours, and I'm going to need to be like fully focused on it. I don't think trying to do this part on stream is ideal, but you can ignore. This is all the notes I've made on. Some of it's out of date. I've not been keeping this up very well. Yeah, but you're seeing how the sausage is made, and currently the sausage is sort of flopping around all over the floor and trying to. I'm going to change the music. What do I want to change it to? No. This. There we go. Right, that's nice and chill. So, it's about time for my 5-minute break. And when I come back, I think we'll do some pixel art because that's a little different. And I'm going to work on finishing this bridge layout because you can see the side here is really bare. These identical crewmen have not as many flashy lights and things. Maybe we could animate them as well. That would be nice. Yes. Okay, so I'll be right back and see you in 5 minutes. Cool. Okay, welcome back.
Hi.
Thought you'd like that one, Johnny. Yeah. So, I worked on this a little bit a few weeks ago on stream, and yeah, let's work on making this a little bit nicer. Let's see. Wondering if you've any thought to how the game is going to transition between the various card battles. I like in Guildmaster you had the tavern mode, but it always felt like it could have been expanded a bit to have more story, provide some choices on the path to taking the game, etc. Yes, that's a good question. So, I still need to decide on that. I think there are going to be some non-combat encounters, essentially. So, if you think of it maybe a little like Star Control 2, where you would encounter an alien and there'll be some kind of graphic of them like a an alien on the view screen itself, and you'll have some dialogue interaction. It'll be something possibly like that, possibly somewhere between that and like FTL's system where you're going between different nodes and having these kind of random encounters. That's all still very sort of up in the air. Which maybe I should have a more firm idea of what I'm doing with that, rather than just kind of starting with the mechanics. But I think the game design, like the meta game, if you like, needs to serve the card deck building mechanics first, if you know what I mean. Oh dear, we are losing. Our transmission is losing integrity. What is happening? Oh dear. Hello? Oh no. What is happening? Is it better? Stream back. Thank you, Dreddy. There's a space RTS / turn-based RPG hobby called Halcyon 6. Yes, I think I've... It's only a hiccup. Okay. I think I've seen this. Starbase... Oh, yes. Yes, I haven't played it. I might have it. But I don't recall. What? Hints of XCOM, FTL, space games, JRPGs, yeah. Interesting. Oh, they have ground combat. I should play this. This looks great. Have I got it? I have it. I have it. I don't even... I never played it, but I have it. Maybe I should play it on stream today. What do you say? Wow, this looks complicated and awesome. Integrity restored. Wow. Wow. Look at this. This looks great. Why haven't I played this? This is just... Should give it a whirl. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'll do another hour of pixel art. Of dev. Of 50 minutes. And then I'll play this after. What do you say? Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's do that. It's a hybrid game dev and a gameplay stream. Why not? Yeah. This would be great to steal ideas from. I mean, take inspiration from. Yeah. Okay. So. The simple thing to do would just be to mirror everything, but I want to make it different. You know, I think it should be a little asymmetrical. So we can just start drawing things on this side. I think we want to still have some screens. So let's... Oh, I need to know where the crew are, even if I'm... Yeah, I can't draw over the crew. That doesn't make any sense. Let's still put a screen here. I think that still makes sense to have like a little ancillary screen here. Yep. Which black is... This does actually matter which black I'm using. Let's... Yeah, okay, that's... Wait. Ah, yes, that's that black. This black is not being used anywhere. Alright, let's use this one then. This is the black for the screens. The reason I need to make sure I know which black I'm using is because Sprite uses indexed color, which is very handy for changing the palette. So if I want to change the color of this, I can do it there, and it changes every instance of that exact color. Judge Groovy Man, welcome. How's it going? Good to see you. A hybrid game dev? What? Hybrid. As in hybrid? What? Yes. You wouldn't mirror it, it'd be distracting. Yeah. Can you project the main screen onto smaller monitors on the deck? Well, the problem with that would be the resolution. Wait, this shading is wrong. That's the wrong way around. Let's move it down a little. Wait, I think I just broke something. Did I? No, it's fine. I keep pressing S because it's what you use to make the selection in Paint.net, but I'm in Sprite, damn it. Can you project the main screen to smaller monsters on the deck? Like these ones? I mean, the thing is, there's not enough pixels, right? Not by a long shot. That's the problem. The engineers are pixels, but the screen are inexplicably high res. Well, I do cheat a bit here. So if you see here, like the pixel, you can see the pixel size by the guy here, but it's like it's sticking to the pixel size for like text, but it's also slanted. And if I put up the resolution, it's even more like it's really betraying the pixels here. So I did violate the pixel perfect directive a little bit, but it still kind of looks like pixels just on a slanted screen. But if I was to put a full-size image on here, I think that would be an unacceptable violation of the directive. I think I can just about get away with it with these. Yeah. Let's put some lines on it. Or maybe a different kind of thing here, like, because this is actually the thing is these are different displays, right? These are different things going on. So this would be, say, navigation, and this would be weapons. Let's actually, if we put on some things that actually make it sort of almost recognizable what kind of different so something to do with navigation. So maybe some kind of circular display is what I'm thinking. This is looking terrible, but it'll work, probably. Oh, yes! I almost forgot! Very important thing. Everybody, get very excited. I have thought of a name for this game, right? And I want to know what you think. So please do tell me if you think it's shit. So, this game is called... Fire all weapons! Exclamation mark. That's what I want to call it, right? Because it's... so originally I thought fire the lasers, which would be... you just sat up. Yeah, I should have had everyone sit down, actually. I wanted to call it fire the lasers, but that's FTL, so that's taken. But I think fire all weapons is good because that's something that Picard and Riker say a lot. And so a Trekkie is going to see that and be like, ooh, fire all weapons, yeah. And it kind of gets across the sort of tone of the game. You know, it's like, it's a little bit lighthearted. It's not too taking itself too seriously.
Transmit friendly greetings, all languages, all frequencies.
Yes. Thank you, Dreddy. I should, yeah. So I should have had one that says fire all weapons, but fire everything. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Fire the lasers a bit like that mid-2000s End of the World video? What do you mean? Yeah, it is a good name. I did like the name Space Laser Rocket Chicken Rats too, which came out of some brainstorming with Dreddy. But I think that needs to be a different game, really. Yeah. So I think that screen works. So yeah, what do we think of that name? Like, be honest. Like, if you saw that, would you think that's a fucking stupid name? I want to hear criticism if it sounds bad. It will suck in that sweet Trekkie cash. That works. I feel like hypothetically a perfect name would reference the card I script, but not strictly necessary. Yeah, that's true. So I was thinking about that because you do. It would be nice, but with the right marketing material, you can have like. The fire all weapons in one corner and then the cards themselves in like the other corner, right? And every screenshot of the game is going to show the cards, right? So there's a lot of card games that don't have the fact that they are a card game in the title, like Slay the Spire, Hearthstone, Card Hunter. Okay, that's a bad example. Guardians of the Galaxy. I love it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. That's a terrible pun, and I love it for it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of good, but maybe not. Like, maybe it should be a little different. I don't know. I kind of want to make this look like it's some kind of navigation screen or something. This looks more like a weapon targeting thing, actually. So maybe this should be the weapon side. Can I have a slogan like the Space Combat Deck Builder? Yes, exactly. So I should probably go register that URL before someone else does. Actually, no, someone already has. Actually, now that I think about it, I did check this. I was looking at it. Let's see. Wait, I'm spelling it wrong. So, oops, oh shit, I've lost everything. What happened? Okay. It's not working. Hang on. What is my internet? How can my internet be broken? It's what? Where's my browser window gone? Why am I so bad at using computers? There. Okay. So the website's really slow to load. It's got nothing to do with games. It's a director, right? So fireweapons.com is taken, but it's nothing to do with games. So I think I could register like fireweaponsgame.com. Yeah. So I might go get that. Please don't get it now. Please don't do that. No one's going to do that. Viral video / internet shortcut end of the world that you see quoted a lot on the internet this day. Okay, I need to know what this is now. Oh, I know this. I do know this. Hang on. Where's my other mouse? I have seen this. I vaguely remember it. Hang on. 2006.
Okay, so here's the Earth. Chilling. Damn, that is a sweet Earth, you might say. Wrong. Alright, ruling out the ice caps melting, meteors becoming crashed into us, the ozone layer leaving, and the sun exploding, we're definitely going to blow ourselves up. Okay, so basically we've got China, France, India, Israel, Pakistan, Russia, the UK, and us. We've got about 2,600 more than anybody else. Whatever. Anyway, one day we decide those Chinese sons of a bitches are going down. So we launch a nuke at China. While it's on its way, China's like, shit, who the fuck is shooting us? Oh well, fire missiles. Then France is like, shit guys, we got the missiles, our command, fire our shit. But then let tired.
Let tired.
Well,
Yeah.
then fire the missiles.
Je suis fatigué.
Australia is down there like, WTF mates. India, Israel, and Pakistan launched their shit, so now we've got missiles flying everywhere, passing each other. Russia's like, motherland! Then England
was too loud.
At that time, eh, chaps? What up? So now the US is like, fuck, we're dumbasses. Canada's like, what's going on, eh? Australia's still like, WTF. Mars is laughing at us, and some huge meteor is like, well, fuck that. So, now we've got nuclear winter. Everyone's dead except Australia. And they're still like, WTF. But they'll be dead soon. Fucking kangaroos. But, assuming we don't blow ourselves up, us Californians just have to worry about California breaking off from the United States to go hang with Hawaii. Alaska can come too. The end!
What the fuck was that? Acquiring the website as we speak will sell it to you for 18 bars of gold pressed platinum. You Ferengi bastard. How could you? Yeah. That's from ancient times. That's like is that a Flash animation that's just been converted to a... Wait, $249? How much is this game? Oh. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't even really need, you don't need a website for the game. It can just be your bank games plus /firewall weapons. What really counts is your presence on other websites like Twitter. Firewall weapons is taken on Twitter as well because it's that guy. It's a cool phrase, but there is no game called that. None. So I should probably register the Steam page for it at least. That's yeah. You remember that? Yeah. That was ancient times. That's 15 years ago, 2006, and the animation itself probably predates that. I mean, it must do, right? Because 2006 was when the damn website was created. YouTube, that is. Oops. Yeah, I think that works as that's a little weapon targeting thing, isn't it? That's what that is, I think. Yeah, I like that. So, ooh, he should have a joystick. Yes. No. This guy should have a joystick, right? Because that's how you pilot a spaceship, is with a joystick, obviously. But will we be able to see that? It tells you where the toilet is occupied. Yeah, there are no toilets. All the officers are equipped with personal transporters, which teleport the waste products directly out of their body into the replicator to be recycled as food. Because this is the future, damn it. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. It's too... Oh, even better. What about like a steering wheel? Is that too silly? Yes, it is. But let's... Like a brown steering wheel. Here we go. Yeah, no. It doesn't work. There's not enough pixels for it. Gabriel Enmer, welcome. No worries. How's it going? Good to see you. Make it a competition pro. There's just not enough pixels. 2006, I lived in a room that barely fit my bed and played WoW 15 hours a day. See, that sounds great, right? I want to play a video game for 15 hours a day. I just need to become a full-time game streamer, don't I? Like, that's what I need to do. Just sud this stuff and just play MMOs on stream for my whole life. I kind of wish I had the stamina to do that. I did think for a while about trying to become a full-time gaming streamer, but it really is draining, you know. And I do 2 hours or 3 hours of this, and I'm knackered. You remember those times fondly, yeah. The thing is, nostalgia's like that. You only remember the good times, really. You know, all the really bad times. You don't remember all the sort of middle of the road stuff. You don't remember when it was boring, you know, when you wished you were doing something else, when you were tired, you know. Like the Monkey Island pirate ship steering wheel. Oh, I could put like a big wheel, like you know, like this, you know, like a ship's wheel, you know, but better, like that. And second thoughts, that's a stupid idea. I should make some progress today. That would be nice. Yeah. I think this little bit of screen looks nice here. Let's do something like that. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a suggested video, wasn't it? But that one's like 20 minutes long. We won't be watching that. But yeah, that is quite funny. That entire history of the entire world, I guess. There's some just like classics, you know, like Pregananant, you know, on YouTube that everyone should see, and probably everyone already has seen. Making streaming a full-time job seems like a very quick way to hate it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I do wonder about like big streamers. Like, do they feel trapped because, you know, they can't really stop doing what they're doing, and it's probably difficult to switch up what you are doing. But I see some streamers who are like, you know, have, you know, like barely on the edge of gaining partner. They seem all right with it, you know. They seem to enjoy it, you know. And there's some like I watch Abby stream quite a lot, you know. And I've rated her a few times on here, but you know, she seems to enjoy what she's doing, and she seems to prioritize her mental health, so it's not like it's too destructive in the end. But I don't know. You got to have the right mentality for it, I suppose. Does that work? That doesn't look right, does it? No. Not sure what this is even. What am I drawing? It looks like a little container of something. Can I have an even darker shade? Here we go. Does that work? What does that look like? That kind of looks like a cutout, right? Yeah, there's sort of a cutout in this thing for some reason. Suppose it depends on your personality. I don't think I could do it. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, it's a sandwich compartment, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like I'd like to be able to do it, but it is tough. It is a hard sell to try to do that. Hard sell, is that the right word? The last thing I want to do is make playing games my job. I just like to hate gaming, I suppose. But I mean, I'm making games my job. I'm trying to anyway. But I don't think I'll hate that. Maybe it's because it feels more like work and less like play, you know? But as someone said earlier, it's kind of, I think it was oh damn it, I've forgotten his name. Taranam said something like I think it was him. Them. I don't know their gender. You know, what's the difference, right? in a sense, making games is different. Yeah, I suppose it is. About the introduction with the alien and some dialogue, can the cards change depending on the dialogue? Perhaps you gain some bonus for being diplomatic or aggressive. I'm not sure the cards will make it into the will be part of the sort of diplomacy, the you know, the interaction, the dialogue interaction. I think that will be something different. But huh. Is that good? Is that terrible? But there might be like, I think that's just going to be a sort of normal dialogue interaction. But there could be something to that. There could be like a separate deck for diplomatic, like a diplomatic deck, you know. But that's often hear the big trick is not to have all the eggs in one basket. Twitch, but try to be active on multiple platforms, plus merch shop, plus Patreon. Yeah, because Twitch or YouTube decide to delete your shit for dumb reasons, you find out to disintegrate immediately. Yeah, yeah. It is a very unstable thing by definition to be like reliant on that, and it's not necessarily the best thing to be doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just kind of playing around, seeing what works. This is like there's a printout. You know, it's like this is the printer. That's the wrong color, obviously. Let's. That's quite funny. That's not really what I want, but I kind of like the idea of it. Like, let's just make it like paper. There we go. It's like, here's where you put in your you clock in. You know, there's your little card holder. I don't know. That's where you put in your. This guy's the HR supervisor. I could make games and still enjoy games. Yeah. Diplomatic deck seems like DLC territory. Oh yeah, maybe. Being a full-time streamer is even more work. Sounds mega exhausting. Yeah. Yeah, I like I said, it's not really something I think I could do. I don't know what I'm going to do if game dev doesn't work out. Probably just programming of some sort. You know, I do freelance work to stay afloat, but it's not very fulfilling. But it could be, maybe. It could be okay. I really want this to work, you know. I really want to be able to do this for a living. And I have a lot to learn and a lot of work to do to get there still. One of those cards can be replaced the ink. Yeah. Ship Spirit should definitely have a printer, yeah. Maybe it prints data pads. Oh, yeah. That's, yeah. I could just like have like a stack of pads here. They're hard to portray in this sort of size though. Like that could be a pad, but it's kind of too close to the edge, and if it's like that, it's maybe we could just put this all away. Like that. I kind of want a smooth edge to this, really. Is that good? This is too high. A magenta ink card. Yeah. Yes. Magenta is fake, by the way. Did you know that? Magenta isn't real. It's invented by your brain. There is no such colour. If you want me to explain, I will. But wait, I'm drawing on the crew layer. No! Why am I drawing on the crew layer? Oh, never mind. I'll just cut this out and put it on this layer. There we go. Okay, it's fine. You can always show your Greg on OnlyFans. Wouldn't you just each have one? Each have one what? Sorry, I forgot what I was saying that you're referring to. I feel like there should be like some pipes or something coming off the side. Or like wires, that sort of thing. What time is it? Oh, we've got time. That might work. Different colour. Let's see. Colour works for this. Maybe like that. Oops. Could have a different colour for each, I guess. Like RGB cables. Yeah. Maybe this should be thicker to be like pipes. That's not horrible. Get some shading. Doesn't really look right. Good news! My long weekend just started about 3 minutes ago. Awesome! Deluxe Tux. Any fun plans for the weekend? When you're self-employed, you know, weekend is kind of just... You decide when your weekend is. Which can be a good and a bad thing. Yeah. Let's just start adding some more panels of some kind. Let's see how it goes. Just experiment a little. That's the wrong way to do that. Let's use this color. How about some different looking crew people? Yeah, I definitely need to do that. But I was thinking if the crew should be like dynamically different, like so not always the same. You know, so you choose them. But yeah, I should have different types of crew to select from. Or see, I'm also wondering, should the crew be something you select, like your you know, choose this for your navigator, choose this person for your weapons officer, or should it just be your weapons officer is this person, your pilot is this person? Because that does make it simpler, but it's also slightly less interesting. Do I want this to just be a screen? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe a little less tall. Just kind of pottering around. I don't really know what I'm doing. It doesn't need to look... It just needs to look okay. It doesn't need to make sense necessarily. It's just like a sci-fi display. Sci-fi stuff. Beeping light units. That's what we want. Maybe get a random pool you can choose from each time. Yeah. I mean, it's been a nice thing to do, but would it serve much purpose, and is it worth the extra time it would take? You know, like, I know it sounds lazy, but you got to consider every bit of... So, you know, having it so that you could choose your own guildmaster in Guildmaster. Like, I liked that it could be inclusive that way. I didn't want you to just have, you know, a white guy or whatever. You know, you can choose someone, you know, from a roster, but that, you know, it did take that much more development time, you know, and maybe it wasn't the best use of time. Maybe it was. I don't know. Let's see. I've missed some chat. Tons of chores and paperwork type things I've been neglecting. Other than that, I'm going to be gaming and cooking. Oh, that sounds good. Blue skin and antennae and gills and stuff. Yeah, or maybe even like women. Yeah, no, it's yeah. I like Random Crew, but encourages people who are really anal about min-maxing the game. Min-maxing to restart the game 292,289 times until they have what they want. Yeah. Or a cannon fodder list of crew could periodically die. Yeah. Need some ladies and people of colours. Yes. Aliens and people of colour, and you know, variety, right? Infinite diversity and infinite combinations. That's the way. That's true. Sometimes I like when games remove choices like that, like naming things. Yeah, I spend ages naming things. I play as an old lady in the game that lets me do it. Cool. You play as an old lady in any game that lets me do it, right? Well, I don't know if you play Guildmaster, but you can play as an old lady in Guildmaster. Only white guys, blackface DLC, $50. Oh my god. Can you have it so skin colors can be switched with code? Potentially, yes. Yes, that's true. I could do. There are ways to do that. So I did that with a little bit. With it is possible. It's a little fiddly. I think you need to use shaders to do it really well in Unity. I'd like to choose whether my white hair and have brown hair or dark brown hair. Yeah. You played Guildmasters? No, of course you did. Yeah. Cool. I'm sorry if I don't remember who's played it and who hasn't. I have a poor memory for things. But thank you for playing. I'm really glad you did, and I hope you enjoyed it. I think it depends if you plan to animate them or even to be killed if things go bad. That's the thing. I do want to animate them. That's one advantage of them being low res, right? These are like a quarter of the resolution of the Guildmaster characters, which makes them a lot easier to make smooth animation. So really, blue skin and antenna I can understand, but a woman on a spaceship? Yeah. No, it's yeah. I do really want, you know, it is important to make everyone who might play the game feel like they're not excluded. You know, that is an important thing. You know, and all joking aside, of course, it's you know, I don't tend to care too much if the player character is like, you know, it looks like me, or you know, has a that I can identify with in some kind of way like that. But I am a middle-aged cisgendered straight white guy, so many game characters already resemble me that I don't, you know, I've kind of you know, it's not a big deal, because if one doesn't, then I've got 1,000 other games I can play where they do, so I don't miss it, you know. But for a lot of people, you know, there's no one in the game that looks like them or is like them in any meaningful way. So it's nice to be able to give that. And like, I think like one compromise would be to have the player be able to choose their own character, but not like the crew members. I don't know. The thing is, I don't want to spend 7 years on this game, right? I need to streamline the process a bit. Does that look like anything? Kind of. Maybe. Someone made a game character like me, something's gone horribly wrong somewhere. You know what I mean. But females are too hard to animate. Yeah, you got to do all the jiggle mechanics, right? You got to make everything jiggle if they're women. That's the way. Skin color palette swap is definitely not, and hair, skin and hair. That's easy, right? Just randomizing a few appearances would be a good enough start. Maybe adding choices later. Yeah. I feel like the entire time doing this, I feel like I'm becoming a Westworld character. You know, that doesn't look like anything to me. This should be this color. Yeah. And then this should be this color. And that should be that color. Yeah, that kind of looks like something. I think the angles are just wrong. I never actually saw Westworld past the start of the second season. It just kind of didn't. I didn't keep up with it. It didn't really interest me beyond that point. For some reason. I think sometimes, like after the series break, I forget about it and I don't care enough to get back into a series. I think the right edge of the indent should be half pixels. Oh, okay. I don't know at which point you said it was good. If you need to get my attention suddenly, there are some channel point, like the point out a mistake I made channel point reward, which it should get my attention, but I don't have the sound on. You'll hear it, but I won't. But yeah, okay, is it better now? I mean, this doesn't look right. Kinda does, but also kind of not. Maybe like that. I guess that looks alright when it's zoomed out. Yeah.
Non sequitur.
You haven't finished the game yet. That is a mistake. Yeah, that is definitely a mistake. Maybe have a selection of certain portraits and a choice of one simple perk to choose them with. So it's minimal character building. Yeah. Now the thing is, I guess it shouldn't be too difficult really, because even if they are four different, even if they're always the same four characters, two of them sitting in the same direction, right? Oh no, but like if you have even 8 types of characters to choose from, I have to draw them twice each. So that's 16 characters I have to draw as opposed to 4, right? You know, I don't know. I'll think about it. It's just there's probably ways I can streamline it. Like changing their hair can be like a different layer, right? Everything else can look the same, but I don't even know if you'd be able to tell. If I go into let's try to make this person a woman. This is going to be a really awkward thing to do. So obviously we make the hair long, right? Women have long hair universally. All right, let's change the face structure a little. And the sort of make the chest a little. I don't know. How do you make someone like I'm just made them thinner? Like that could be a woman, right? Maybe. I mean, there's the other option, right? No. You wouldn't be able to see actual chest shape at this resolution. You can't add boobs. They're not. It's too big. Like even 1 pixel is too big. Now it looks like Jim, right? Yeah, that's true. Let's add like a lot of hair, right? Like a beehive. There we go. It's yeah. Don't body shame your own. See, this is the danger, right? This is what I've got myself into. Like everything I do is gonna be is gonna step on someone's toes. But they're military, right? They shouldn't have long hair, right? No one in Starfleet has long hair, except Worf. Like how are you supposed to tell, right? How are you supposed to tell at this resolution? Go with the Marge Simpson, yeah. Static characters, 2 with long hair and palette swap. Jadzia is, yeah, I know. But like it's sort of too obvious, right? But then I have to work with what I've got, right? These pixels. I don't have a lot of pixels to work with. I think maybe I worry about this stuff too much. That's horrible colour. Let's just go with some crazy looking hair, like green. Oh, green's crazy now, is it? Oh, Jim, why are you so anti-green hair? I'm not. I just think it's crazy. Oh, so yeah. Oh, said everything wrong. It's the wrong colour green. Yeah. Because it's clashing with purple. I don't know. It's the future, right? Everyone will have like programmable hair. It's kind of clashing with the background. That's the problem. Or like not clashing. It's kind of blending with the background. That's the real problem. Yeah. Let's change the skin tone. Oh. Sorry, I think I knocked the mic. A little darker. That's a weird color. More saturated. It's just like that's the problem. It's the problem is it doesn't go well with the background. Let's make it very dark. That works. But the green doesn't look right on that. Ah, how about white? The white hair. Old lady. Purple and one eye. No, they can't have eyeballs. They can't have eyeballs. Let's change the jacket as well. The purple and green. Everyone loves that, right? Ugh. Horrible. How about blue? Blue goes with the background. Yellow. Oops. Ah. Yeah. Wow, ways of discriminating against eyeball havers. Yeah. Okay. There. Oh, wait. There's your eyeball. How about a red eye? There we go. Oop. I could give him an eyeball, actually. That kind of does work. Like, what if I give him, like, just a... I mean, what like color should it be? I think the only way it really works on those is black. Double pixel looks cool, actually, like a visor. Oh yeah. The thing is, it's very hard for anything to show up. Reminds me of Settlers. Yeah. I could even stick out a pixel. Yeah. Let's just go with green, right? Let's make a green person. It's easier. Or blue. See, the problem is the background, right? The background is such a neutral color that everything blends with it, except bright colors. Which means you can't have... There's a CGA person here. Oh, this is a nightmare. It's so difficult. People are so difficult. And the low resolution is sort of a good and a bad thing. It makes it easy to animate, but a lot harder to make anything look like anything. CGA person's actually a good idea. Yeah, from the CGA... It's more like... Yeah, maybe it should at least be EGA. Mrs. Vaporwave, yeah. The red visor. You think this should be a red visor? From the CGA dimension, you know. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know. I'm not a good artist, that's the thing. Right? I'm not good at this at all. When it comes to people, anyway. That's the real hard part. That might look a little better, actually. Make these arms thinner. See if that helps. Maybe they can erase the vaporwave people. They speak in echoey voices with wavering pitch. That's a really good idea, actually. Like, something's wrong with our view screen. No, this is just how we look. I'm going to write that down. Let's see, CGA vapor Wave aliens. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can make this person human again. I don't like this color. Like, I'm trying. If does that work? I don't like this red visor. I'm sorry. It barely looks like a person. There we go, with a big nose and a big smile. Yes. Oh god. That's monstrous right there. You mustn't give him facial features. It's terrible. Yeah. Vaporwavians were really cool, actually. Yeah, I do like that. Intelligent clouds of gas. Some resemble one picture of a car in an Art Deco sunset. Yes, perfect. The home planet is just a huge cyan magenta chessboard with geometric shapes and Greek sculptures. Amazing. Yeah, that would be something. Well, we haven't made much progress today, but keep the colour of the uniform. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Let's just see. I mean, I was thinking like different departments would have different colours, like in Star Trek. But yeah, maybe you're right. The leg colours are a bit off as well. Like the leg colours are too different. Yeah, I just don't like that hair colour. What is this, a black hair? Yeah, why not? I mean, that works. That works with the skin color, actually. Yeah. There's no way to tell anyone's gender, but maybe that's not a bad thing. But how do we make them suitably androgynous then? Like that, maybe that's the best thing to do. To make it so it's not obvious. Because why should it be? Right? Give him a low cut top. There we go. That's oh, now he just needs a gold chain. Yeah. There we go. This shaft. Well, anyway, it's been about an hour since the last break. You just made Michael Jackson, yeah. And then as the game goes on, this happens. Oh god. No. Yeah. So I said I might after. Hang on. If I recall, Stardew Valley doesn't really have male from my body, it's mostly the hair that differentiates. Yeah, that's true. I really need to make. I need to make it so I can hear that, because it's like I might be talking over it, or it's double lol. Yes. Yeah. So, I am tired though. I kind of want to play this game. What is it called? I've forgotten now. Halcyon something?
Special power.
Albanium
Oh.
gifted a tier 1 sub to Dreddy82X. They have given 11 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, Albionium, for gifting a sub to Dreddy. Much appreciated. Very kind of you. Yes, that's awesome. I kind of do want to play this, but oh, wait, no, shut up.
Hi, Peter.
No, I'm trying to talk. I kind of do want to play this, but I'm kind of tired. So I'm not sure if it's the best time for it. Maybe I should do another stream for this, or just play this on the channel. Yeah, I don't know. Ah, you have the rainbow floppy disk. Yeah, I wonder if maybe that should be the 12-month one. I need to make more bit badges and not bit badges, subscriber badges and stuff. Yeah, I think I'm too brain dead to play this. I'm sorry. I'll definitely take a look at this game though. Maybe on stream, maybe on just a video. Although I have to catch up with videos. Oh goodness. Prepare your inbox, ready. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it. Sorry, I am quite tired, but it's been fun, and yeah, I gotta try not to. This is why I could never be a full-time streamer, right? Because I've only done 2 hours and I'm exhausted. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do some more Jim Plays Game stuff. I'm almost definitely going to be doing a stream on Christmas Day, the 25th. Not yet. Yeah, I'll be yeah. But before that, there's what is time anyway? There's another stream next week, right? There's yeah, it's not Christmas for a few weeks. Like 2 weeks, yeah. So there's a stream next Thursday, and the Thursday after that, and then Christmas Day will be a gaming stream. So I know a lot of you probably have stuff to do on Christmas days. That's fine. I just thought it would be a nice thing for anyone who, you know, is not doing much on Christmas Day. You know, and I happen to not be. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do yet. Maybe I'll play that game. Maybe I'll play that game on stream. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm rambling on, and yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been lovely to have you here. Thank you for all your suggestions and your ideas and your subs and your raids. We eat a Christmas pudding on stream. I don't think eating on stream is not really a thing that I'd like to do. So no. Although I do eat occasionally a warhead on stream, but you need 4,000 channel points for that. Busy for part of my Christmas day, but in the evening it's usually quiet so much for stream. Cool. Yeah, I could just do some Amiga games, or actually I was thinking of doing some Amiga games and setting the channel point value very low for the requests, so that, you know, more people can request things. Try to do a longer one. ASMR mukbang. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.